How you doing, everybody? It's Phil from New York Rocks, and finally, I'm here, and I'm speaking with Ariel. And Ariel, I want to thank you very much for having me come down here.
The pleasure was mine.
And tell everybody, we're in Brooklyn, New York, and we're at the headquarters. And tell everybody a little bit about yourself.
So I run a PR firm where you've been all day, called Ariel Publicity, and our cyber PR campaigns help independent artists get exposed to people like you, bloggers, podcasters, and online radio stations.
You were very busy today. You had a lot of people here, right?
It's martini time.
It's like now it's time. It's, you know, I can actually get to speak with you because we had so many different artists here, and they're up and coming too. So it's like really amazing. Talk about that. Go ahead.
So I just have always had a passion for music. I'm a big music fan, and when I had the choice of what I wanted to do with my career, I wanted to help artists. And it's 17 years later, and I'm still helping artists. So
it's nice to help out people and show them the ropes and what they need to do, because they need that kind of guidance, and they need to know there's certain different things that they need to do for themselves too, besides whatever. And you're giving them that advice and helping them out and getting them as clients, of course, right?
That's true. I think when you sign up to be a musician, you don't sign up to be a marketing guru and a booking agent and a lawyer and all the things that you need to learn in order to succeed. So
now I want to talk about the books, because we have two books here. Which one would you like to talk about first?
Well,
Let's say this one.
Book. That's Music Success in 9 Weeks, which is actually a tongue-in-cheek. That's a tongue-in-cheek title, because you know you're really not going to get full success in 9 weeks, but it's a 9-week program that takes artists through 9 different steps on how to use social media, make more money, and get a bigger fan base.
Well, it's all up to you. You could do this in 9 weeks, and you know,
or 9
really
months,
be really good, or 9 months, or it could take you 9 years.
Yes, it could.
Yeah. But you know, being in the music business, you know, it's not easy to get that far that fast. So
it's true.
It could take a while, but sticking with something is the main thing. Your thoughts on that? Like sticking with, you know.
So there's this, I don't know who said this, but it's a statistical thing. It takes 21 days to make or break a habit. So we base the 21 kind of times 3, that's 9 weeks. And so the idea here is if you take yourself through the 9-week course, you'll come out the other side with a new understanding of how to do your own PR and marketing.
Is Charlie Sheen aware of this?
God, I hope not.
Okay. Because you could be winning.
Right. 9 weeks to not being a fool online. I don't know. But no, this is basically helps you identify your goals, set some goals for yourself, and begin to work towards it.
Okay. Now, I have another book.
This is my new book. Yes, this is the new book.
This one really caught my eye because, you know, being in the electronic world these days and everything with online and everything, you need to know how to market yourself and how to get yourself, you know, online and, you know, first using a computer, but the kids today are using computers like crazy.
That's true. But the thing is, the type of artists we work with, they're not kids. They're career musicians. So they've been doing this 15 years, 20 years. They are confused.
Okay.
Twitter is confusing. Facebook is confusing. So because of Music Success in 9 weeks, people kept calling the office and contacting me online and saying, you know, I really loved your book, but can you explain to me how to make my fan page better? Or can you explain to me how to use Twitter more effectively? So that book was born.
So this is a guide to show you what you need to do to get yourself going
on those two platforms.
When I said this is genius.
Thank you.
I said this is what people need to know, and not just musicians. I think anybody that's kind of like into something and they're trying to get themselves out there, they need to read a book like this. Now, talk about how this came to be. How did you come up with all this? And,
so,
you know,
so
I
I'm in PR, and I started. People started calling the office. This happened about 15 years ago, and saying, "Can you explain to me what a publicist does? I don't understand the difference between publicity and publishing." And I would spend a lot of my time talking to people I didn't even know on the phone. And I'd say, well, this is what a publicist does. And these were just artists that were, this is before the internet. You couldn't just look up like, look it up. It was hard to find this information.
Cool.
So I realized I'm spending a lot of my time explaining to musicians who don't know just simply what I do. So I wrote an article called How to Be Your Own Publicist.
Cool.
And I basically walked artists through what I do every day. It's not brain surgery. It's just, it takes technique.
Sure.
So that little article ended up getting published in multiple magazines, newspapers.
You got to have the drive and motivation.
Of course you do. But it's not even that. It's just you have to have the steps. If you don't know what you're doing, it's going to be easy to fall down. Like, you don't get up on stage if you don't know how to play guitar. You shouldn't.
Take it step by step.
Right.
It's
so,
like, you know,
that,
baby steps.
Exactly. So that one article turned into 2, turned into 3, turned into 50, and I ended up beginning to just write for artists.
Because that's good, but writing a book is somewhat important to you because it's like a way that you could publish it and get yourself out there so you can actually earn from it instead of just like, man, look, I can't help everybody all at one time, but I could do, you know.
So there were a lot of artists, like you can't afford my PR
5,000 phone calls.
Right. But you could afford the $25 for the book.
Sure. So. Yeah, because it's a guide to steps and you want to learn how to do it. Here it is.
That's right.
This is the guide, and that's genius. That's really good.
Thank you.
Now, that's like, you know, you were just a PR person before that. So it's like, you know, now you're an author. It's like,
now I'm an author.
Yeah.
Who knew?
But that's amazing. That's great. And how long have you been in the business for? Totally
My company turned 17 last month.
17 years?
17 years.
Yeah. So it takes some time. So it doesn't happen overnight.
No, it doesn't.
You know? But that's amazing that you've been doing this type of success now and everything. And it's a beautiful home you have here. Now, how long have you been here for now?
I've been here in Brooklyn for 3 years.
Okay, 3 years. Yeah. Where you from originally?
I'm from the Upper West Side.
Oh, from the Upper West Side?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Yeah. I was originally from Brooklyn. And then we, of course, everybody from Brooklyn moved to Staten Island.
Right.
You know, and then from Staten Island, I guess they go to Jersey and then down to Florida, I guess.
But you stayed in Staten Island.
Yeah, you know, I stayed there, you know. I love it there because it's like you're in the center of everything, you know. So you're near New Jersey, you're near PA, you're also near Brooklyn and Manhattan. So you get to, you know.
You get the best of all
everything.
worlds.
Yeah, get to, you know, being like, I call it like the center of the universe, you know, Staten Island, the center of the universe.
There you go.
You know, or Staten, Italy or something.
Staten, Italy. I like that.
You know, they like that. You know, now they have a new show out, so it's like, hey, but you know what? It's not like that with everybody, you know.
Right.
You know, it's not all about gangsters and stuff like that. You know, we're just people. You know, we're Italians. My grandparents came from Italy. You know what I mean? And they settled in Brooklyn. You know, and my parents were born over here. And now it's like, you know, now I'm out here, so it's like I guess third generation now, second generation. But yeah, I love it here, and this is great, man. It's like, hey, you're interviewing me. Look at that.
I know,
man.
I like
You're
that.
Great.
I tend to do that, as it were.
I let you hold my mic.
I know. Well,
I don't let anybody touch my mic. You know what I mean?
Well, I feel honored. Thank you.
It's really great. Well, tell everybody how they can find out more about your company and about the book.
Sure.
How to get it. They need to get this book. You need this book. You got a slap in your head until you do something with your life. You need
your whole life doesn't have to be on Twitter.
You know, knowledge is power. You know,
that's
you get
true.
Some knowledge.
That's
you get to know what you're doing.
That's
and you got this book here. It's your first book.
That's my first book.
Your second book.
So you can find them on Music Success at musicsuccessin9weeks.com. You can find them both on Amazon, or you can find them at arielpublicity.com.
There you go. Read the book. That's how you learn. You got to read.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. All right, it's a pleasure speaking with you, and thank you very much for having me down here. It's a wonderful, beautiful home, and
pleasure was mine.
Pleasure's mine too. All right, Cheers. You're watching New York Rocks. Peace out, everyone. We're out.